Hey guys, welcome back to Treadmill Review Guru. Today we're taking a look at the NordicTrack 2950. This is NordicTrack's highest grade folding treadmill. It is really good for long distance training, multiple users, speed intervals. It's got a 4.25 horsepower motor, which is the largest motor in their folding treadmill line. It also has a 22-inch touchscreen, has iFit free for the first year, and comes with a 10-year warranty on the frame. So let's take a look at construction. Let's take a look at the overall construction on the 2950. So this is a folding treadmill. The deck is 79 inches long, so that's the full length of the machine. It's 66 inches high to the top of the console and about 39 inches wide. So this has a pretty good footprint. You've got nice wide textured side rails here on the side, which I really like. They angle in just a little bit so that you can step on and off the belt as needed. And they're just a little bit textured to grab your foot. So you can see that you've got a steel frame under here. It's powder coated so that it won't rust. You also have front arms that support the uprights right here that hold up your console. And once again, these uprights are also powder coated so they're dent and rust resistant. This comes with a 4.25 horsepower motor, which is the largest motor that we see on folding treadmill. And the treadmill will fold up. So that makes it a great option for users who plan to train extensively. Maybe you have several different runners in your home, but you also want to save space by being able to fold up that deck when you're done. You've got a nice 2-ply belt here with a soft texture on the top. So once again, it just kind of provides a little bit of traction underfoot, but it's not grippy, it doesn't grab your shoe. You have 2.5-inch rollers. So the larger the roller, the more surface area it has to grab and move that belt. So you want to see larger rollers. These are pretty good size at 2.5 inches. And as you can see on the front of the deck up here, you've got your motor hood, and this has a nice low profile motor hood. One of the complaints that we hear a lot from treadmill users is if the motor hood is raised too high or comes out too far underneath the console, then when you stand up close enough to touch the buttons, you also run the risk of hitting your foot on the motor hood. So we really like that this is very low profile, it's set back just a little bit, it's even curved, so it's out of your way when you're on the treadmill. Let me demo how to fold up the deck. So the weight of the deck holds it securely on the floor, and it has two very wide feet back here that just kind of give it stability when it's down. But you don't have to unlock anything to lift it. You just reach underneath, there's a steel grab bar under here, and just lift. There is a hydraulic assist that they call the Easy Lift Assist, so it makes it easier to lift it up, and it also mitigates the speed of the deck as it comes down, so that once you unlock it, it just drops gently down on your floor. Once it's locked into place, you can see how it just kind of folds up and kind of tucks right in there by the console. And it is pretty secure. So I can bump it and move it and it's not gonna come unlocked, which is really nice. To release it, there is a grab or a foot bar underneath here, a foot release, and it has a little foot image on it. So you'll wanna hold onto that grab bar at the top of the deck, press the foot release, and just let that deck come down gently on its own. So you can see that hydraulic assist that just kind of slows it down so that it's not going to hit your floor with a thud. Even though this is a folding treadmill, you have a really good sized walking surface here. So the belt itself is 22 inches wide, which is about 2 inches wider than standard that we see on folding treadmills, and it's 60 inches long, which gives you an extra good 5 inches of length for a folding treadmill. So you do have nice walking surface here, and like I mentioned, the grip really kind of makes it so that you've got a textured feel underfoot. It's very smooth as it moves along beneath you. When the deck is flat on the floor, your step up is only about 12 inches. So it's really pretty low, easy to get on and off. This machine has a 15% incline, So it will go up to a 15 grade, and then it drops down to -3. So you can see you've got a little bit of space underneath, and that's just to allow the top of that deck to drop down to that -3 incline. If you incline it all the way up to 15, and I'll demo that in a minute, the top of the deck is about 18 inches off the ground. So we recommend having an overhead clearance of about 2 feet to accommodate for bounce when you're walking when that deck is fully inclined. One other thing to know is this has runner's flex cushioning in the deck, which really kind of absorbs some of that impact shock as you're running. But you can turn it on or off. So you can see you've got this lever here on the side, and you just turn it to turn it on, or turn it this way to turn it off. And the reason that they do that is some people, especially on a machine like this, are training for an outdoor event. And so you might want to train so the surface is similar to running outside, in which case you can turn the cushioning off. If you're like me and you like the cushioning pretty much all the time, then you can just leave it on. The cushioning is created by a bar that spans the width of the deck underneath. And when it's off, that bar comes up and braces the deck so that it doesn't have that flex. When it's on, the bar drops down so that the deck naturally flexes as you run and just gives a little more travel underneath so that you've got more absorption. And that really does help with joint impact and discomfort from running and walking. One of the complaints that we see a lot is that running it's a high impact exercise. And so one of the things that treadmills do is they reduce the impact, and they also offer some incline features that make it so that you can still get that heart rate up, but you don't have to run heavy all the time. So lots of really nice features on the 2950 deck. The NordicTrack 2950 comes with a pretty good warranty. You've got a 10-year warranty on the frame, which is really impressive. It's 2 years for parts and 1 year for labor. Let's take a look at the console. So as you can see, the 2950 has a very nice, large 22-inch touchscreen. It's the main focus of the console. And one thing I really like about this machine is they have streamlined it in such a way that it's very simple. So on the left, right here, you have incline buttons. And these are different incline levels that you can hit just to go quickly to that incline. They will take you up, 1 metric, whatever the number is, that's where it will take you automatically. And then on the right, you have speed. There's a different button for every speed, and these are all level metrics. So 1 mile an hour, 2 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour. So the side controls on either side of the console is really nice. You've also got this nice wide fan down here. There's 2 fans inside, and you can adjust the fan speed. Down here on the lower part of the console, you can also adjust it. You can see it shows up there on the touchscreen. You've got 4 settings, 4 power settings for the fan, low, medium, high, and then of course the 4th one is auto. It'll shut off because I'm not doing anything. So that's your fan. And then down here on the bottom, on the lower panel, you have incline and decline manual buttons. Now these will increase you by 0.5. So it'll take you from a flat road to 0.5 to 1 to 1.5 to 2. So these increase you by 0.5. And the speed increases you by 0.1. So you can go 7.1, 7.2, 7.3. So having smaller incremental buttons down here on the bottom is really nice. Once again, you've got incline on the left, speed on the right. You've got the fan button down here, and there's also a button for the speakers. So down here you can see you've got speakers. The console will sync with your personal phone. Down here at the bottom, I also have my quick start and stop button, and your safety key is below that. So let's take a look at the screen. This is your main menu screen. So anytime I start my machine, I power it up, this is what's gonna come up. So they're gonna kind of have a highlighted workout of the day, which may or may not be part of an ongoing series. Over here on the left, you'll have your weekly stats, your logins up on the top left corner. And then on the top right, you have your manual start. So if you wanna bypass any video or program or whatever and just go automatically into manual start, you can do that. Down here on the bottom is your menu for different programming options. So right here, I'm at the home button. If I want to go to calendar, it's going to pull up the workouts that I have done over the course of the last week, just kind of give me a basic breakdown of my metrics. So you can see, I tend to do a lot of manual workouts, whatever, but Chuck Walla, Scout Cave, different workouts that I've done. It will tell me my calories, time spent, elevation gain, things like that. So the calendar gives you a display of what programs you have done. You can also go in and create your own program. So these are Google Maps based outdoor routes. So it will bring up just randomly some really cool place in the world. This is Cape Town, South Africa, but I can type in whatever location I want. So the one nice thing about the 2950 is this is a machine that people use to train for events. So wherever your event is, let's say you're training for the Boston Marathon, I can put in Boston Marathon and it will bring up Boston, and then I can outline the route and program that program to run, and it will actually incline and decline based on the natural terrain of the map location I've chosen. So that makes it really nice. You can train for whatever event you're working towards with the automatic incline and decline to match outdoor terrain. So once you come into browse, it brings up the iFit library, and they'll always have a highlighted workout or series here at the top that you can choose, and it'll kind of outline what's in that series. And then there's different series that you can choose. So right here, the first one is Essential Tools, Yoga and Pilates. So this is an off the treadmill workout that you would do on the floor. There's 11 workouts in there. Advanced HIIT training is both on and off. And then you can come over here, they've got endurance jogging, intervals and body weight. So lots of different options as far as series. And they can either be organized by trainer, or they can be organized by type of workout, or they can be organized by location. And then down here, if you have a favorite trainer, you can highlight your favorite trainer and it will bring up all of their programs. And then they've got it organized by beginner series, which includes hiking, walk, run, walking, jogging. They've got a running series, walking, audio only. So if you just want to do audio, and then walk, run. Recently, iFit introduced live workouts. And in order to access those, you come down here to on air. It's the farthest most icon on the right. And you hit on air and it will bring up this week's schedule, starting with today. So you can see today is highlighted with a blue dot, and it's going to list all of the live programs for that day. So these have already been aired. So they show up, but they're no longer live. The one that is airing now will kind of be highlighted, so you can see airing now. It's a steady state run on Hawaii. And then upcoming workouts are organized by time, 1:33, 4, 5, 6:30, 7:30. So you can kind of look at the programs that are scheduled for that day and then decide to, oh, at 4 o'clock I'm gonna do the advanced HIIT training. It will bring up your leaderboard, which is live, and you can compete against other participants at the same time, which is really fun. So you can see you can kind of move through the week, and it will just outline the different classes for that week. One thing that's nice is their classes start at about 3 a.m., so regardless of where you are, if you're on the East Coast, then you're gonna have early programs that will be live for you. If you're on the West Coast, then you can kind of log into some of these later ones. But I like that they start so early, so that if you are an early riser, or like I said, you're on the East Coast, then you have options. So those are your on-air live programs. The 2950 has some really good storage options. You've got two quite wide pockets on either side of the console. So as you can see, my water bottle fits just fine. I can tuck it in there and it's great. I can also put my phone in there if I want it out of the way. You do have kind of a wide lip right here. So I can set my phone right there and it's not going to fall off. I've got a lot of space right there. And then down here, just underneath the console, you have a floating storage tray, which is another place to put keys, phone, whatever it is that you want to have close by. You can put your iPad there, kind of set it off to the side. It will block the screen just a touch, but if you have your program running, then it's not a big deal. And like I said, it's plenty wide to hold an iPad or a phone right there. The screen does pivot. It's a larger screen, so it will come down until it connects with the top of this fan right here. But if you want to eliminate overhead glare, you can turn it up a little, kind of find the right visibility for you. Be advised that if you do, twist the fan or twist the screen up, it will eliminate that lip right there. So don't do that when you have a device sitting there. That would be the only thing. And then as you can see, you have a horizontal handlebar right here with your EKG or your heart rate sensors, and then nice wide handlebars on either side. So really comfortable overall layout in the console on the 2950. Let's take a look at the overall functionality of the 2950. So as I mentioned, this is a machine that's typically used by multi-user households where you've got more than one person using it, athletes who are training for an event, long distance athletes, people who run higher speeds, because it has the bigger motor. So we wanted to demo for you some of the different features that it can do, how it sounds as it inclines and declines, what the deck looks like when you're running on it versus walking on it. As you can see right here, I'm on a flat road. So I'm just gonna pull up a manual workout. It gives you a little beep before it starts. That lets you know the belt is gonna start moving. So as soon as you hear that little beep, just be ready for the belt to start moving. When you start a manual workout, it will automatically start you at a 0 incline and 1 mile an hour. So that's just your default setting for manual. So I'm gonna drop it down to a -1. So that's about how long it takes to adjust in between one level of incline. And you can hear that motor noise is really pretty quiet. I'm gonna pick up my speed just a little bit. Let's go to 3 miles an hour, which is a typical walking speed. We're still at a 1 incline. I'm gonna drop it down to a -3. So there it is. There's your -3. You can see how the top of that deck just kind of drops a little bit. Make sure that you don't have anything underneath your treadmill, toys, things like that, because the front of the deck will descend just a little bit. You got just a touch of foot noise, but it's really pretty quiet. So I'm gonna take us from a -3 up to a 5. Just kind of listen for that motor noise. So there's a 5 incline. We're still at 3 miles an hour. So now you can see that the top of that deck has lifted just a little bit. The nice thing about incline is as the deck comes closer to you, you actually have less foot noise because there's not as far for your foot to travel before it connects with the deck. So I'm gonna take it up to a 10 incline. There you go, that was really quick. Let's max it out at 15. This is the highest it gets. So at this level incline, the deck lifts to about 18 inches off the ground. You do need just a little bit of head space for walking and running, just a little bit of bounce. But you can see that deck just flexes just a little bit underfoot just to kind of absorb some of that foot impact. So on this level 15 incline, I'm going to attempt to run just kind of so you can see how it looks. So let's start off with an easy jog, 5 miles an hour. Let's take it to 7. So there's your full incline. You can see how much it gives a little bit. I'm going to drop it back to 3. Just so I can walk and talk at the same time. So here we are back on our flat road, walking easy at 1 mile an hour. I'm just going to hit stop real quick. I get a 10-minute buffer before my workout ends. You can see that this is a very quiet machine. Even as I increase or decrease incline, the motor only makes noise for just the amount of time it takes in between those adjustments. The foot noise is really pretty quiet, especially at higher inclines, which is nice. And you really don't have much motor noise, and there's hardly any noise in between speed adjustments. So I'm gonna demo some faster speeds for you on this machine. Because people will use it for faster running, we're gonna demo some of those higher speeds just so that you can watch and see how that deck functions at different speeds. As you can see, the NordicTrack 2950 is an impressive folding treadmill. It has a lot of functionality, and it's really great for users who plan to run quite a bit. The cushioning in the deck makes a difference. The size of the motor makes a difference. You can train for longer. That motor won't overheat. It will support multiple users. It will support long distances. This is a really powerful folding treadmill. So you've got a nice 22-inch wide by 60-inch deck. iFit comes free for the first year with all of that training library for both indoor and outdoor routes. It has the lovely 22-inch touchscreen, which really makes a difference. It just kind of pulls you in and makes you feel like you're right there. It also inclines to 15%, declines to a -3, and has a 12 mile/hour max speed. So if you want more detailed information, make sure and check us out at treadmillreviewguru.com. For current pricing, click the link below. And if you liked our video, make sure and subscribe and give us a thumbs up.